Hi everybody, Chris here from Truly Holistic. Now in this video, we are going to talk about the 4 things that love provides that makes it the most powerful thing you can provide yourself. Now the key aspect of that is yourself, not love from others outside of you, because that's the human arc, that's the human story, the perception deception. Is that connection and love is something that we gain when we connect to something outside of ourselves. Because the human is your conditioned self. It's the conditioning, the programming, what you're taught to be. Not what you authentically are, but what you're taught to be. Okay? As human, as part of this group, right? That you become part of when you are born, which we call the collective humanity. Okay? And the first step in that arc, that story as the human, is that love and connection is something that we make with something outside of ourselves. And for the rest of our life as the human, we perceive everything, we externalize everything. And sadly, we lose the insight into what we provide because we lose our self-awareness. And this is at the root of most issues that we see in life today, is because of this reason. We lose our self-awareness, and another word for awareness is consciousness. Okay? Now, we all know, or a majority of us, know what it feels like to be in a state of love. Yeah, and that might be love with another, right? We've been in a relationship. We've been maybe in a marriage. It might be just something you just love to do, a sport that you like to do, really love to do, or a hobby, or just something that just, you're out in the garden, and you love gardening, you got the sun, it's a beautiful day outside, you're in that moment, you're in that state of love, right? And we know how good that feels, how great that feels. And for a majority of us, we feel like a number of things have to align for us to get to that state. We can't provide that ourselves. Well, I'm here to say you can. Because the origin and the root of love is actually within you. It actually is you. Okay, we're going to talk about that now. Okay? So, now there's 4 things that love provides, as I mentioned, right? Now the 4 things, the first thing is, love is all about connection. And as I mentioned earlier, we are taught as the human to think connection starts with connecting with others. Now, no, the precursor to that, the first step we should be taking is a connection to ourself. Who are we? Knowing thyself. Okay? Loving thyself. Now, the number one killer of humans is cardiovascular disease. Right? All the issues that come with that, right? Somebody has a myocardial infarction, which is called a heart attack. They don't get the blood supply, the oxygen to the heart muscle. You know, people get arrhythmias, people get blood pressure problems, all these sorts of things, right? That come with heart disease, valve problems, and viscosity of blood thickening, all these sorts of things, right? Now, I'm going to tell you what is at the root, the origin of why heart disease is the number one killer. And that's because we all never learn that the first step of love and connection is a connection of love for ourselves. We don't learn that. We don't get taught that. Okay, and this is why we see heart disease as the number one problem. Because what's facilitating love? Your heart. Where's the origin of you as a consciousness, as an energy? Through the heart. Where's your home? Where's your center of neutrality, which is balance, a balanced state? Your heart. Okay? So when I talk about connection, that's a connection. It's not about, because we see health problems happen with people that, for example, when people have mental health problems, depression, and get suicidal ideation, and actually end up committing suicide. A majority of those cases are people that were loved were supported by people outside of them, around them. But what was the missing ingredient? They didn't have a connection and love within themselves. That was the missing ingredient. Okay. Now, second one. Okay, so first one, connection. The second thing about love and what it provides is flow. As I just mentioned with cardiovascular disease, right? Blood pressure. Viscosity, where the blood thickens. What's that? Where you lose flow. Right? If the blood thickens, that means the blood loses its ability to flow at a rate that it needs to around the body to circulate the body, to get oxygen to the tissues and everything like that. So what does the body naturally do? It increases the pressure to push that blood so it does get around the body. We call that high blood pressure. So it's all to do with a deficiency of flow. Okay? Now, every health problem, every illness and disease, what we've found is, comes about a state of the body where there's either a blockage, obstruction, or congestion to flow. Whether that's the cardiovascular system, the urinary system, the digestive system, the respiratory system, the nervous system, and communication from neuron to neuron. Every aspect of your body relies and depends on flow to be in a well and vital state. Okay, flow is so important. Also, your ability to go with the flow, right? Ride the wave. And feel your way from moment to moment to moment, not looking too far ahead, not going back, right? The aspects of linear time, being present, being in the now, which is really the definition of going with the flow, is to be self-aware from moment to moment to moment, which is being present, which is being aware, which is being consciousness, right? Okay. So it provides flow. Okay. This is why we feel so great in a state of love. It provides all these things that we require, the things that sustain us. Okay, because the origin of and the primary source of energy is through the heart. Not food, not water, all these things that are external to you, something that you can facilitate within you. Okay? So, first one, connection. Second, flow. Third one, love is a feeling. And how are we generally taught? Conditioned to be the human. Thinkers. Thinking. And I'm here to tell you now that if you process your life through thought and not enough through feel, you are living a life that is deficient in love. True, authentic, unconditional love. It would be conditional love, but not unconditional love. Conditional love is conditioned love, not authentic love. There's a difference. Because as I say, when we get into thought, we get into the human, because the human is our conditioned version of self. And every perspective and perception of everything around us, including love, will be a conditional one, a conditioned one, a influenced or manipulated one by outside influence, not an authentic one. Okay. So, what do we need to do? We need to start dropping into the heart, and allowing our heart to lead our life through feel, not thought. Okay? We adopted mind thought. That's not our natural state. Okay? Mind thought tries to put us into a state of doing. Heart and feel provides a state of being. And after all, it's supposed to be human beings, aren't we? Okay? But what we get instead, we're getting human doings. So when I work with people in regards to having relationship problems, marriage problems, health problems, manifestation problems, what does it all come back to? It comes back to, this is the number one clearing we're doing at the moment. We find that the heart's closed off. And what we need to do, we need to open the heart more. And what does that facilitate? Love. Okay? Because love is a feeling. And your soul, this is why we want the heart to lead your life, because your soul is facilitated. Your infinite consciousness, you, more of you, is facilitated through the heart. Okay? And it communicates to you through feel. For example, it communicates through the body to provide a symptom, to bring an awareness to you, to change what the state that you're providing. Get out of mind and thought and get back into the heart and feel. What's a symptom generally? A feeling, a sensation you feel in the body. Okay? So, your soul communicates through feel. Love is a feeling, so you, your authentic self as a soul, is love. That's why I say the origin, the source of love is you, yourself within you. But the whole deprivation of disconnection that we get into being the human, with the mind and thought controlling you, is that we get into believing that we need to search for love out there. When you are love at your authentic center, your core already, you don't lack. You just need to reconnect into truly who you are. This is why I do reality coaching. I really do encourage people, because you need to understand who you truly are, and also what's your pivotal role in regards to reality, creating reality. And I can teach you. I offer that in reality coaching. Go to trulyholistic.net/appointments/ and you'll see that option there. Now the last one. So we've got connection, flow, feeling. 4 things that love provides. The 4th one, expansion. Right? While the mind limits you, the opposite. This is why the human is trying to figure out the big questions that can't. Okay? Because the mind won't allow that. That's the game over there, right? To finally figure out who you truly are. Because the human is not you. This vessel is just an interface for your energy, your consciousness to utilize, to extend its will through, to expand its creation. So the body is not really you. It's not you. The energy facilitated through the heart is you. Okay? This is why we feel so good in a state of love, because we are fully being a representation of what we truly are. Expansive, infinite consciousness. Because our expansive is an infinite consciousness. That's an energy that has no boundary or limitation applied to it. Now, when is there a limitation applied to it? When we believe that we are merely a human because the mind is controlling how we perceive ourselves as well as reality. That's the only time when we have a limitation. But the mind's not us. The vessel is not us. What you need to do is provide what you are. And the only way you can do that is keeping that heart open, facilitating the energy through the heart, which is simply, purely love. Authentic, true love. Okay? As I say, I can show you the way. Have the information already. We have the wisdom already to do it now. Not future, not in so many years' time. Now. Because what you do now is the stepping stones that provides your future. Okay? So really look at booking sessions, right? Whether that's you want something healed, which the heart is going to be a pivotal component for you. Love, facilitating for love, is a pivotal aspect. I tell you, how many clients that I've had, they don't love themselves. They don't know how to love themselves. As I mentioned earlier, we don't get taught this as the human, right? Because the mind and what the intelligence that's facilitated through the mind that's not you wants to manipulate you, wants to control you. It doesn't want you to be empowered, to know who you are, and the fact that, because when you facilitate love, the game's over for them. You're the most powerful thing there is. you are a multiverse within you. Okay? When you open that heart up and you facilitate love, you're not only bringing through an infinite reservoir of energy, but you're bringing through an infinite reservoir of wisdom, which gives you the insight while you live this human experience here to what you observe and participate in. You have the insight to understand what it truly represents. So the game of life, you don't walk into booby traps. You see it as it authentically is, not how it's conditioned to be, but what it authentically is. Okay, and you can have that now. I can show you. Okay, go to trulyholistic.net/appointments/ where we have options for ascendance healing, but as well as reality coaching. I can answer the questions that you have to provide more certainty in your life, because when we have a state of certainty, we can stay more present in the heart and we can facilitate our heart's desires: peace, love, joy, not worries, fears, concerns that the mind wants you to focus more on. Okay, it's there. Please like this video. Please Please subscribe to the channel if you're new to my new to this channel and watching some of my videos. Please, that really helps me to get that message out there more, because this is what we need. This is what more people need to hear. Right? Comment below. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.